Hello everybody and welcome to my art supply haul video. I'm going to show you some treats today that I have picked up over the last 4 to 5 months. Because I don't do these very regular, I'd rather build them up and just bring one big haul video than showing a few at a time. For me, that's just the easiest way. So I'm not, by all means, I'm not doing this to say, look what I've got, ha ha ha. I'm just literally sharing it for all your delights and enablement, and hopefully you will love some of the things that I've got and hop on out to the shops and buy them, because that's the purpose of this video. So I'm going to put across the screen massive enablement. So first of all, I am delving into the world of craft, only to do my own journal. So I want to do a swatching journal. So I've picked up this book, which is from Hobbycraft. It's a Sea White of Brighton sketchbook, and it's 160 GSM. Oop, bring that up to there where you can see it. Let me bring this down. So can you see that there? So it's 160 GSM paper, and it's like a cardstock. It's quite thick, so I can put in here water media and things like that on here. It's got a good tooth, so I can use every pencil brand in this book I want to. And I've got that it's got enough sheets. It's got 50 sheets, and I'm going to be doing each pencil brand in this. This is going to be my swatch journal, but it's going to be all handcrafty, strange things going on in it. I've got some cardboard, because I want to do some 3D things on the front, so that'll be to build it up. I just need to get myself some decoupage paper, but I got these cute little things. I took the cellophane wrap off to stick on, because I just thought they was really bizarre, and I just like little trinkety things, and they're just little note wallets with a little card insert, but look how cute they are. And they're by Craft Sensation, so if you have a range and you're in the UK and you have a range, that's where they get them from. But I like these little tiny things, and I'm probably going to put one on each page, and I think I'm going to stick something on and just put what pencil brand it is or something like that, or a little note to myself to keep smiling, or do you know, things like that. Just something little and nice and lovely. I just like things like that. Then I have a whole host of ribbon upstairs in my storage, and I also bought some more ribbon. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I may use these as tags on the page, on the sides of the pages, to show which different pencil brand is there. I'm going to be doing some kind of what's it called, Dutch doors inside this book. I got some Forks Leather self-adhesive tape. Let me see if I can get this open. Taped it down in it. And I loved it because it's like a snake skin. I'll just get my X-Acto knife. I keep using this X-Acto knife now. It's like a means to cutting into things. I've no idea exactly. There it is. So let me just get this open. I don't want to damage the actual paper, I don't know what it's like. So let's put it up. Oh yeah, so it's like, oh, it's very thin. Let me just pull that off. Oh, in fact it's not, it's like a leather. Oh, that's going to be so good for in this book. It's like a leather. You see how thick that is? It's like a thick leather. Oh, I'm going to be excited with that. So I don't know what I'll be doing with that, but it's also by Craft Sensations. I think most of the things in there is. Get quite a bit on the roll, so that's good. So I got that, and then I got a boatload of different types of washi tape. I'm just going to really make it really home style, handmade, crafty, scrappy, journal. It's going to be Charlotte's swatch chart book. But yeah, I got all these different textures of ribbon. I'm going to be dangling things from the top of it. There's going to be things dangling off. I've got some metal little trinkety things in a tub downstairs when I've made frames and stuff for people in the past. But what drew me to these, I just love the patterns on these. So you've got like a marbly pink one here, and then you've got dogs if you like your pugs, and then some things you, hold on, it's wrote backwards, so some things you make magical. So I think it was just nice and crafty, and I love anything that sparkles. So I don't know what I'll be doing with this yet. I might just lay this flat on the page, and it's just going to wait and see, because I will be recording it. I'm going to be recording my first journal with all you. I will probably completely slay it because I don't know what I'm doing, but I have done crafty projects before and I don't follow the rules on it, and they've come out alright. So hopefully this time, you know, I'm armed with my Mod Podge. I've just got to get the decoupage stuff to cover it all with on the front, because I want the front to look really 3D and different. So that's my little crafting project. So I'll pop them over here. So my husband got me these for my birthday, and I have no idea what they were. Just told me I couldn't he told me that I couldn't look at my Amazon account because he'd ordered them off our Amazon account, and obviously you can see your orders. So he's like, please don't look, don't spoil the surprise. So I didn't. I had no idea what it was, and he went and got me some of these water-based brush and fine tip markers. You have seen me use it if you follow my channel. I did the Kirby book, The Parrots, with these. I haven't finished that page, but that first part is up in the top corner if you want to go ahead and watch that. But they are absolutely really, really, really good pens. So let me get a little colours to blend with here and show you what they're like. So you get this nice soft brush, and it is quite soft, it's not rock hard. If I bring this up to camera and show you, it bends quite nicely, and they're quite juicy. So you can get some nice petal shapes if you wanted to. Let me just bring this down. You know, if you wanted to press on even harder, you can get this really gorgeous like tulip. You know, if you one that likes just doing simple little flower things, this is where your face painting days comes in if you're a face painter. You can do all kinds of different little flicks and tricks. You know, just do bigger drops, littler drops. And then you've got your fine liner side. So if you've got your fine liner colouring books, they are really, really good for that. Nice little fine lines if you wanted to do any hatching and your shading in your books. You know, you've got a purr, and say you wanted to give it some texture and shadow. You know, you've got great fine work you can do with it. You know, it's me just playing around anyway, but they are really, really good. But then they are water soluble, so I'm just going to do a nice blue line with this one. I'm bringing my water brush pen, and then they blend out really, really nicely. To use them as a water media, or I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to use the next blue. They are numbered. You do get like a little colour chart in there. I'll see if it's in my page in a minute and I'll show you them. Oh, so hard. You get a workout though getting these lids off. I'm not gonna lie. And then we're just gonna activate that, blend it into the blue. Pull it out this way, blend it into that blue. Activate this and blend it into that. It's a gorgeous blend of colours. I know it's not a very straight line there, but hey ho. But yeah, they are really nice to play with and blend with. You can add your blue in if you take too much of it out. You can add a bit of that blue back in, obviously depending on the paper you've got. It's breaking up my paper a little bit there, so obviously this is not a watercolour paper. But then you can also wet the paper and just blob it in. Just blob in, there we go. There you go, and just touch your pencil nib in the end of that. And you can give yourself like a nice little wash in there if you needed to. Just bring some of the ink back down. And you want it just a nice little fine wash of a background, and then you just literally scribble your pen and it brings the ink back into the end of it. So that's them, and you get, this is the 100 set. I think they do a 120 set as well. And just pop them back in there. They do a 120 set, and we'll just pull this back up here. And it folds out just like this. I'm trying to get my camera up high enough that you can see it all. And then you get these little cards that I have done the swatching on from when I did my parrot. You get an illustrated one that's got all the colours on, but we all know they don't all look exactly like that, so you are better off doing your own on these. And it is a watercolour paper that they put in there. And the case is a really good quality case with these nice elastic, really sturdy ribbon on. All the seams are really good. They remind me of the Arteza cases with a really good zip on and a little puller so you can unzip really easily. And you've got a really good array of colours, as well as you could blend and make new colours. So they were a really good buy. I was really impressed with my husband, who he's not really in the colouring stuff, so he knows full well that he doesn't know what to buy half the time, and he did. So then I bought some Fan Dancy paper, which is also by Craft Sensations, and I bought these because I made the pictures I did for my mum at Mother's Day, which was these. Get them out. They're still here somewhere. Which was these. You all remember me doing them. I have put that video is up for the blue tulips if you would like to see that. The card is up there in the top corner. Just click on that and it'll take you to the video. So in this pad you get all this array of paper. Now I didn't know, when I take one off the whole pad comes apart, but each one of them, so what I did, I used this as my backing paper, so I mounted them and then I backed it onto this paper, and then we've put them in a frame and they look absolutely stunning. Have I got my phone with me? I could show you how they actually look. Not too sure if I've got my phone with me. No, I've not. But if you're a member of Shell Lighting Colouring Friends, I am going to post that picture in there and have a look. But they go along, so you get all these different pages on, like wallpaper really, in a pad. Let me turn it this way because you get different on each page. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I know they do all kinds of different cards, so this will also be in my journal book as well, different pages. It's just crafting, isn't it? You can make cards out of it, you can make envelopes with it, it's quite thick. So yeah, that's a really good, that's one of my favourites. So yeah, it's a really good little paper craft book, and I couldn't decide, there was all kinds of ones, there's metallic ones, so I got that for help with my crafting. I'll just pop that out of the way. So yeah, I ended up making some gorgeous frames with them. So as you all know, I do the scrawler box. I get these each month and I upload them as they come through my door. And in this one, I got some really cool items. So you can check how I made them ones out. If you look at that video up there, put the link to the top there for my scrawler box ones. So I'm 2 in at them at the minute. This one was my favourite one that I got, and I got all these acrylic paints in there, which was really, really good. So yeah, if you want to see how they turned out, check out them videos, and I will be putting them on each month. So I really, really enjoy getting them. It's like a cheeky little surprise. I'm not affiliated with them by any means. It was just something I thought, do you know what? It's a nice little bit of excitement to look forward to. You get your email saying your box is on its way and you're like, oh, I wonder what I'm going to get. And I've just had one through the door. So I'll be doing that one very, very soon. Now, I picked these up from my local B&M store. They are the Stablo fine liners because I seen someone blend with them and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Now I can't get them to blend, so it's a case of I need to practice, but I found a lady on YouTube and I was like, whoa, how is she doing that? And like I said, I've got to practice, but she was literally doing this and then she was getting the next one and she was blending the 2 together or 3 together, and I was like, that is amazing. But obviously I need to get the right paper, because when you do your blending bit, my paper chews up a little bit, so I do need to get a good paper, but I need to practice a lot more, hence why I bought these to practice with. But I think I paid something like 6 or 7 quid for these, might have been £9, but they're a nice array of colours. You get some nice reds, greens, blues, and they are a 0.4 fine. Stablo 0.88s they are. You get 25 of them. I don't think there's a colour on them. No, because all they have here is art number, but I think that's if you wanted to order them singles. So once I master this blending technique, or anyone knows of any other videos where people are blending fine liners, please direct me to it in the comments below, because I want to master this. I definitely do, because the flowers I've seen people done blending these are absolutely stunning. Then I picked up these from my local pound shop. I've got this for the, I don't know why it's upside down, the Pan Pastels sets. I've seen a few other streamers using these little brushes. I didn't get the rest of the set because I wanted to just see how I get on with the little one, because I only tend to use the Pan Pastels for backgrounds. So I picked up that, it was 50p, it was cheap as chips, and all it is just a little makeup brush. And they've got the, move them out of the way because I picked one up. Just got a very, very, very fine charcoal brush. It is infused with charcoal, it says, and they make pan pastels really, really easy. So let me just get one out and then it'll bring me on to the set that I've got. Anyway, so if I just put that on there, I'm not going to show you what I'm using here, but this is a pan pastel, but look, it just makes it spread absolutely gorgeous, and you don't get, it blends all your fallout in as well, so you get a nice soft edge. And then when you want to just edge it off and wisp it away into nothing, they're really, really good for that. So I wanted to get used to doing it with that before I bought even more, because I have seen a lot of people use them. So that's why I got that. Which brings me on to my pan pastel set, and I will show you them now. So this brings me to my next purchase, which was the pan pastel portrait set. I had a bit of help. I asked Sammy which would probably be the best set to get, and for what I was colouring, she suggested the portrait set would be a good starter set. Now these are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. These were £100, and I think I got them at a good deal. They're normally around 130 for 20 colours. Now I have been told that these last an absolute age, so I'm hoping that the cost of them will, the time that I'll have them will outweigh the cost of them, is what I'm trying to say. So this set includes your tools that you need for the pan pastels, and this is the actual size. Now these were a lot smaller than I expected. When you see them on people's streams, they look big, but they're not actually in real life. So they are professional quality, highly pigmented, light fast, low dust, and they contain 20 coloured selection and soft tools. So they come in a box like this. I don't know what I was expecting, I wasn't expecting them to come like they did. So I was a bit disappointed really with the way these came. So they come in this box, and you get a soft sponge, and these are extremely soft. Now I do watch people using these, especially Dee Dee Willingham. She uses these more like a colour palette, so she doesn't actually use the sponge per se on the page. She actually makes little colour palettes on them and uses them, so which is quite creative, because they are a bit of a big ballsy pad, aren't they? I mean, like, what would you look bigger than an egg? But you get a big sponge that you can use in there. But these are quite, these aren't the cheapest things to buy, hence why I got this brush, to see what things I could do with that brush instead. So you get a pan pastel leaflet, and in here is just some techniques that you can use, and also all the different colours. There's 92 highly pigmented colours, there's 20 mass tones, 20 tints, 20 shades, 20 extra darks, plus 6 metallics, 6 pearlescents and 5 mediums. So there is different types. So your metallics are down here, your pearlescents are down here, your mediums are here. So you get a black coarse, black fine, white coarse and white fine. Your mixed media ones. So that's pretty informative. It doesn't tell you which ones are in which set, but it does give you a really good information on everything that you need to know about how to use the pastels and which way to use them and to clean things. So that's pretty good. Now this is where my disappointment came in, because they come in these stacks of 6, and I was like, I was expecting me to get 20 individual tubs, so each tub with a lid, but instead you get these stacks that are just like that. So if I ever wanted to take these out, or I wanted to put them in the big flat stacking ones that you can buy, have no lids. I've just got the 4 lids that come in the stack, so I was a bit disappointed by that. But in this set, so you get raw umber, push that box up there, just bring my camera down slightly so you can see here. And then you get raw umber shade. I'm going to have to look what that shade is. Let me see. The raw umber shade. Let me look what the shades are if it tells me. All the shades. It's just slightly dark, so I'm assuming it means you just use that and then you'd use the shades one to darken it. I'm just, oh, here, pure colours plus black. So this is this colour with black. I'm glad I have that informative leaflet because that's just told me that. So then we get raw umber tint. So tint means pure colour plus white. And then we get natural grey, Payne's grey, which is like your blue grey. Let me just move that soft out of the way. And then in the bottom of this you get another soft tulle. Does it tell me which tulle this is? 4. Okay. They're a micropore sponge, specially formulated. Micropore sponge holds and releases just the right amount of colour. They're reusable, easy to clean, non-abrasive and versatile. So it doesn't actually tell me which ones you get, it just says a variety of sponge based tools. So it doesn't tell me which tools they actually are or what you can do with them, so I'll have to do a bit more research. But you get this one, and let me just get this one back out. You get this one. I'm trying to keep them all on screen. So this is another lid off. So this one is permanent red tint. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to do this so I know which is which. I don't want to get each stack muddled up because I'm assuming they've been stacked for the uses that they need to be in, maybe. I don't know. So I want to keep them in shot. And you can see them. Let me pull this up here a bit more and I will bring the colours up to you. So then we've got permanent red tint, which is like a pinky colour. And then we've got red iron oxide shade. So that is shade is that colour plus black. And then we've got red oxide tint, so it's that colour with white. And then we've got violet tint. And then we've got ultramarine blue shade, so that is ultramarine with black. And then we get the square, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 5 little squares, and then you get a little square tool. And that slides on. I'm assuming not with great ease, should I say. I've got to pull it on. But yeah, it fits on. I'm going to yank it a bit. I don't want to rip the actual sponge. So it gets to the end. There we go, and it's at the end. And I suppose you just nicely... And let me have a see. Now, what I could do with doing really is... having a sponge for each colour, so only literally tap that and look how quick that's on there, and then they just go on. This one would be a square one, obviously, good for background, maybe a bit of a seascape possibly. You can put shape and things in there. You see that? I'm trying to keep the light good. Bear with me. Going to mute my phone because it's constantly going off. It seems it's quiet when I'm not recording, and then when I'm recording it's like bing 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 bing. So I'm going to leave that on there. I don't really want to try and pull that off. So that's in the next stack. So I'll put one of these back in here and one of these back in here. You can see what's going on with these. And then you get a third stack. So then in this stack you get yellow ochre tint. So that is yellow ochre with white. And then titanium white. Dairy-laid yellow shade, that's with black. And then we've got orange tint with white, so that'll be orange with white. And then we've got permanent red. That looks a good red. That looks a very good red. Now in this one you get a rounded brush, which is exactly the same as this brush, only your little foams are round to match the round brush. So you do get a lot. You get 5 of them, 2 applicators, so if you needed any more. I have seen some using some triangle shaped ones, so I think I'd need that one, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure with that. I'd have to check them out, but there's definitely some that you need to get extra, which I think is everything. You always have to get extras with everything. So this is burnt sienna tint. That would be burnt sienna with white. And then you've got chrome oxide green shade. So that's chrome oxide green with black. This is burnt sienna. Burnt sienna shade with black. And then we have here turquoise shade. You can see all them. I think I just did that upside down, turquoise shade. And then in this one you get 3 makeup sponge type ones and a triangle shaped one for getting in those nooks and crannies, I would assume. So yeah, you get quite a lot of good things with them. So this sponge, maybe if I use the edge, you know, you could get some really good lines with it. You know, if I wanted to do a sky, a sunset sky type of look, or red sky at night, shepherd's delight kind of horizon, you know, I'd maybe possibly use that sponge going into a bit of oxide red. So yeah, I could wash this sponge up, but look how little I'm putting on there. And the colours you're getting in it, they're so vibrant, it's unreal. Yeah, and this spread, you know, if I wanted to do, let's go back in with that yellow, there's hardly any fallout, you know, add that yellow in, got quite a nice little horizon type of colour there, so that's really good. And then these little makeup brushes, you know, you could get some nice detail you wanted in there for, you know, flowers, grass maybe, you know, quite a good little set going on here with things that you get. So yeah, that's my pan pastel stuff. Oh, that one went a bit skewy. I was trying to recreate the grass. It didn't go very well there. But as you can see, you can use these little things. I mean, obviously I'll have to wash them. But yeah, the amount of things you get with the whole set that you see here comes with them. So there's an array of skin tones, all the way from light all the way to dark. I think it's really great set to start off with. And then obviously you've got your primary red, blue, green and yellow, so you can make your additional colours from your primary colours. So yeah, what a really good set to start off with. So let me just put all these back in their little homes. But like I said, I would probably get the flat trays and separate these out, if I'm being honest with you, because I mean, the stacks are probably easier to put away or stack away. But I like things being flat for some strange reason, so I would probably get the flat ones and I wouldn't stack them like this. Because this drives me nuts. If you don't get them straight on, they have a funny wobbler on you. And they don't want to go in the holes. Well, they don't want to go on straight anyway. This is the next one. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, but I do need to play around. But if you really want someone who's amazing with pan pastels, please check out Dee Dee Willingham. She is absolutely fantastic artist, and she has a channel called Dee Dee Williams. I will link it in the description. But she does some amazing portraits of animals, people, collages with pan pastels, you know. So if you want to learn anything, go over to Dee Dee Willingham. She's fab. She's always on a Wednesday morning in the UK. I think it is around morning time in the UK. So yeah, go check Dee Dee out. So let's just chuck them in there and I'll properly sort it out later, else we'll be here all night. So let's get them out of the way. Now, my next thing I wanted to show you is I've got some kneadable erasers. Now, I love these. When it comes to my drawing, kneadable erasers are really good. If you are familiar with kneadable erasers, then you will know exactly what they're for, but mainly people who sketch use them. So erasers are essential tool for charcoal, pastel and sketch artists. Kneadable erasers mould easily into a multitude of shapes and sizes. These erasers are palatable yet firm to hold their shape whilst erasing, excellent for removing highlights from charcoal, pastel and pencil. So they are a great all-round eraser. I will not say what I normally say because I've just been alerted to the fact that what I say is something else in America, so I won't be saying that. But anyway, you can pull them, you can stretch them, but what I like about kneadable erasers is when I come to do my sketching, and I'll use a, say, 6B here, tulips I drew for Mother's Day. Let's just do a very quick drawing of these and say that I wanted to then start colouring that, and then we've got our stem. Okay, but I wanted to have the lead disappeared off it. I don't want to completely get rid of it, but I want it gone, but I don't want to rub it so it takes away the tooth of the paper because I need it for the pencil. So what I do is get it into a nice little stump on this side like that, and I dab it off, and you'll see many artists doing this. But you can always, I'm going to do half of it just so you can see, but what I'm doing here is pressing onto the paper, so I'm not removing any of that tooth. So when I come to do the coloured pencil work, I still have the tooth of the paper. It will have got some flattening obviously from the graphite that you've put down on the paper, but around it you won't have. Where if I went in and took a normal rubber, for instance, well, that's my normal rubber. I'll show you my normal rubber. So like this, so you're getting one, we're getting no. So I'm just going to show you all this side first. I'm going to do half, I'm going to leave that in the middle so we know what's half, but I'm not rubbing. As you can hear, I am dabbing it down, and you can quite clearly see that that image is lightening up enough that I can still see the line, but it's not going to run into the pencil, the work that I might be using. Say I use a light yellow, I wouldn't want that to run into that light yellow and cause a greying shadow. So as you can see, that's what the kneaded razor does. And then if I was to come along and just do it with my normal Faber-Castell rubber, see the abrasion that you cause just from rubbing it out, and straight away you're getting all this fallout. It's not as clean as you want it to be. Even if you used an electric razor, mine's broke at the minute, it would still leave debris from your rubber. And not only that, as you can see, it's stretching that paper out as you're rubbing. Even if you do it light, it still stretches that paper. If I take that off, you can see that it's flattened out some of that too for that paper. So you're getting the same effect, only it's just not damaging. So kneadable erasers are the best, and honestly they go into as much shape as you want. So if you wanted to get in a really tiny space, so say I've got a really big shaded area just like this, you could then go in with your tiny little piece you've made and get in some nice flashes of colour in some nice thin lines, reshape it. Again, might need to be a bit firmer, just a second, and make it a bit firmer. There you go. So you can get some nice textures in your colouring without, or your graphite pages, without having to use a big rubber and potentially rubbing too much of it out. And if I wanted to, I could do little dots, you know, if I wanted that in my colouring. Let me do that a bigger space. So just get the corner, push it down, and it'll make a square. Push that into a point again, and it'll make a circle. So you can do all kinds of things, and then all of a sudden you just get hold of it. You can put it into whatever shape you want. It's like moulding putty of a fashion. You can just pull it, and that lead will just go in with it. It doesn't matter, it'll just blend in with it, and they just go for ages. And you could completely lift that layer of graphite off without rubbing your page. I absolutely love them. They are really great pieces of kit to have. And I just wrap them back up, keep them in the tub I've got them in, and use for another day. If you wanted to, you could cut that in half and leave it, or cut it into quarters if you wanted to, if you don't want to use the whole rubber, the whole eraser, sorry. The wrong word came out then. So that's my kneadable eraser from Montmartre, and you do get two. I paid really cheap for them at my local TK Maxx art section. So that is them ones. And then next up, along with Montmartre again, I went in, when I was in my local TK Maxx, I came across these. And it's a brush case, and my brushes are literally in a section, they're all fell over and everything, they're not kept very nicely. And I found, and I needed some new watercolour brushes just for when I do the big pages, so I wanted some real proper ones. I love using my water brush pens in my colouring books, but I want to start also doing some of my own pieces of art, purely watercolour from start to finish. So I found these in TK Maxx, and these are just Gallery Series brush sets purposely for watercolour. Now they're not the expensivest brushes at all, they're just good to start off with, and as I get better at it I'm going to get dearer ones. I was looking at some dearer ones and thinking, why am I jumping in to buy dear ones? I've not even started the proper watercolour process and I'm jumping in and buying £30–40 brushes, so I don't need it. Let me just bring this brightness down a little bit because I feel like you can't see. I feel like my light is really bright, it's not doing anything. Just a second. There we go, and I'll lift my brightness up. So yeah, so you get 5 brushes in this one. These only cost me £4. So you get in here, it should tell me actually, and these ones was only £2, so they are extremely cheap. But for beginner ones, especially if I'm going to be doing full page works, they're alright to start off with. You know, sometimes it's not all about paying expensive money either. And they're really soft bristles. Let me just see if it tells me. So in here I get a flat 4, 12, a round 6 and 16, and a mop 16. So I'm assuming that's a mop 16, or is that? Let me look. So a mop 16, no, is that, this big floppy one. And it doesn't tell me what they're made out of. So I'm assuming it'd be some kind of synthetic hair, or feels like an animal hair actually, if I'm being honest. So you get, that is your mop 16, this big floppy headed. This would probably be what you do your big washes over. Now I already see bits falling out with them, and that's probably what makes them cheap, because they are molting. Or was it this one that was molting? One of them was. Then you get a 16 again. So which is this one? Told me that I get a round, so this must be the round 16, and that's the mop, because you get a round 6 as well. So yeah, that's the same shape. They're probably going to molt and not be the best brushes. And then this must be a flat 4 and a flat 12. Yeah, 12 and 4. And then this set is more like your detail sets for watercolours, and I get a round 2, 4 and 6, and a mop 12. So I haven't got, I think I've got a double, which is the round 6 is my only double. So I got these, and then I got this watercolour kit, brush, not watercolour brushes. I got this case from my local range, and then once I've had a good go at these, I've got my eye on some, obviously a lot better quality brushes, but for starting off, this is ideal. And then I found this brush case, really inexpensive, £3. And I thought, that's good, because it helps me contain my brushes. I don't need to keep this on, and also made by Montmartre, so hopefully they fit. But I'm sure you'll be able to find these anywhere on the internet. If I can find them, I will link them in the description. So what I'm going to do, it holds 6 either side. So I'm going to put the littler brushes on this side, working from smallest. You just pop them in like that. And I'm assuming when I put my foam on top, they should stand up. There we go. When I shut the lid in a second, they should work. So I'm going to put the big one there. They're going to slide down now because my desk is on a tilt. So let me push these in here, you can see what I'm doing. Sponge on there, so hopefully when I push this down, there we go, it lifts them all up. So when I've washed them, they'll all dry nicely in there, and they're really well stored, and I think that's good because there's nothing squashing them. There's really good space in between the brushes, front and back, and there's got space between them for drying out for when you've washed them. And I thought there was a good little buy, and they will then store on my shelf nice and neat just where they are. So I'm happy with them. So they're just a cheap watercolour brush by Montmartre. So pop them over there. Then I went and treated myself to some more. Everyone knows that I've been using these. A lot of people use the distress inks and stuff like that, but I've been starting out with these, and I picked up, I've got absolutely loads of them. You've seen them before, you've probably seen me using them. These are some of my primary colours that I got, so I could make new colours. Whoops. But I saw that they had a copper and a silver, which I didn't have. Absolutely stunning silver, really, really prominent. And then also a copper. Again, really, really prominent. Let me put that up there a second. Can you see them? The silver and the copper. And I also picked up these little sponge daubers, just for little areas. I was going to see if they would be any good, and you pop them on the end of your finger. If I use this, I'll wash it off anyway. So then I get my little copper on. I can go round, give them little dobs. So these would be good for bokeh backgrounds, you know, if you wanted different colours. Why is it so bright? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry about this. 1 second. I just can't see anything I'm doing. There we go. So if you wanted like a bokeh background, these are perfect, especially with stamping inks. And these are made by, I can't pronounce it, but it is Tuskinek. T-S-U-K-I-N-E-K. I'm sure someone will correct me on that one. Oh, that made my finger bleed actually. I must have scraped it on the way up. I'm very sorry if you see a bloody finger on the video. So you tap it on the stamp and then tap it on here, and you get this nice little bobbler effect that you see on there. So I really do rate these. They're not, I don't think they're as good obviously as distressed inks and stuff like that, but as far as a cheap, they're £1 a pad, and that I've had the other ones years and they're still quite juicy and wet, and for me they do a very similar job. So that's them and the little pads. Then next up, I was in my local pound store and I come across these again, Daler-Rowney, however you want to pronounce it, and it is a gold and metallic acrylic paint pen, and I love these acrylic paint pens, so I'm going to give them a good shake. They come in these packets, so they're an acrylic paint marker, and then obviously your instructions on the back, and then a little sample of what they should look like. So let's have a see. They come in this nice clear barrel, which I like, because then you can keep an eye on your flour that you've got left, and also make sure that it's mixed up nice and evenly. And then you just prime it. It's another thing. Let me see if this is removable. Yes, it is, which is good. I've noticed a lot at giving you removable tips. You don't get any spare. I'm sure you'd be able to buy them from Daler-Rowney. And then you just literally prime it like you would your Poscas or any other paint pens that you may have. But I love having a good metallic pen. There we go. Whoa, that is nice, like liquid gold. Have a look at that. Whoa, that is, we all like that. That's like liquid gold. Now let's have a see what the silver's like. Again, it's in exactly the same clear barrel with a silver writing. It doesn't have your thing on here. I have noticed on here they are both bullet ends, so they're not, some have got a chisel tip, some have got a bullet end, but these are just bullet ends, and they're the same size. And here comes the silver. That's coming through a bit thicker now. There you go. So that is gorgeous as well. Let's have a look. Gorgeous and shimmery and nice. That's what we want when we get a metallic pen. So that's them, just from the Simply range at Daler-Rowney. So if you want to get any of them, they're in your local Poundland if you're in the UK, and obviously you'll be able to get them from the website. Now these I picked up, I have opened them because I have tested them out, but I picked these up, the Caran d'Ache Full Blender Sticks. I've seen Emily use these, I've seen a few streamers now use these blender pencils, and I was like, right, I feel like I'm missing out, I've got to do this. Now I will let you know that when mine came, they came broke, so I've undone it. They came, as you can see, snapped into. Now I've known people to get them completely crumbled. I think it's going to be luck of the draw, but it's because they are complete. They're just one big stick. There's nothing protecting the outside of them. So if they get whacked about, they do unfortunately break in transit. So if you get a set that doesn't get broke, good on you. But otherwise, you just literally shove them in a sharpener. I've got a sharpener handy here. Any sharpener. You just shove them in a sharpener and get them to a nice point. If you've got any pencils handy, I should have really. I think I put them back. Just 1 second. I've got some Prismacolors here, so I'll show you how well they blend. So let me just do a circle here of this purple, and I want a nice light layer here. Come down a little bit. So I'm giving it a nice evenish layer, and then I'm going to darken up this next layer and come lighter towards that centre point where I want to highlight here, and then I'm going to come darker once again, just around the base. There we go, and then I'm just going to get, I wouldn't suggest putting it in my swordfish or anything like that. I'm going to start with the darker end first. Hopefully I put enough pigment down that it actually smooths it out nicely and how we want it. I normally use the Derwent one and I love it. I absolutely love my Derwent pencil. But this is different again because you don't get a crumbly fallout from it. It gives a nice even blend. Flattens out that tooth really, really well without too much hassle. And you get a nice gradient from one colour to the next. And then let me see, I think it should allow us to add another colour over the top just to deepen that colour up so it doesn't completely blend it, so it's not layerable after. I think my circles become a bit of an odd shape. And then I'm going to go back with this purple and add that in. And just continue that up slightly so you get like a bit of a, that it doesn't just finish at one point. That's off here, and then back in with this, the blender, and we're pushing it and we're really blending it together now. I'm just using a nice scumbling motion between the two, and then I need just a tiny bit over the top of here. And we'll have got white around I'm going to pop a little bit of white in that most highlighted area. So they blend really, really well with each other. And you can have quite a blunt point like this, or you can use, let me get my better sharpener. A little M&R bullet one. I mean, you're going to get a lot of wastage. I need to find out what I can do with that wasted stuff. I wonder if I can merge it together and make something, I don't know. But you can really make it detailed and get a sharper point. And really work with your blend, with your point. Oops, I wasn't meant to do that. But there you go. So, I'll just get rid of that. It's going to be all over my desk now. It's going to go into the thing because I blew it. Why do I do these things? So yeah, that was just a quick example of what the Caran d'Ache full blender sticks do, and you just sharpen them. So all I'll do with them broken ones, I'll either glue it together in the middle, or I'll sharpen either end and just use them as shorter ones when this has run out. But I think they would last quite a while. But that's the effect you get with them, a nice clear blended edge. And I just store them in that. I haven't pulled it out, I just store it in that to keep them safe, and they go on the shelf. I wanted to keep that because I thought, oh, I need to put that on my review. So that is them. And I've left a pencil out, we'll put that up there in a second. Next up we have what I picked up, a nice little Faber-Castell grip 0.7 mechanical pencil, because I love mechanical pencils for drawing finer details. So if I want to draw a nice little tiny flower, I just love mechanical pencils, and especially I follow a lot of Joanna's pages as well, or her online drawing. You know, I just like to have a little play and draw around. So I love technical pencils. This was a really cheap, just £3 for a Faber-Castell one, and it's really comfortable, and I love how it's got the pencil grip on it as well, so you feel like you've got really good control over your pencil. It's quite a good one. So yeah, nice precise little writing if you needed it to, or your little signatures at the end of your artwork. So let me just turn my lighting back up. There we go. So that's my Faber-Castell technical pencil that I got. Then I picked myself up some colourless art masking fluid. I've been doing a lot more water media on my live streams, and sometimes, although I have found ways of covering the image so it doesn't get paint on and things like that, this stuff is really good for covering the pictures, and you just put it on and then rub it off after. So it's non-staining and do not use on damp or soft sized paper, and remove as soon as dry. So all you need to do once it's on there, does it come with anything, or have I got to put it on with a brush? Yeah, I've got to put it on with a brush, so let me see. If I put it on with a little brush I've got down here. Does it go blue? Have I got blue paint on? Colourless art masking fluid. I must have blue on my brush. Let me just double. I'm thinking, does it turn blue? So let's try that again. I don't think it's meant to go blue. So you would just mask the drawing that you've got with it, and then once it's dry it should just peel off or rub away with an eraser. Some you can get that's coloured, so they go on blue and it dries clear, and then you just peel it off when it's done. So I'll show you what you do with that later when it's dried off. I'll pop that up there in case I need this for anything else. So that is the Winsor and Newton watercolour colourless masking fluid, and I think it cost me about £5 from Hobbycraft. It can't have been much more than £5. So that was my next art, and then I tried to dive in and have a go at the Crayola crayon colouring, and let me tell you, I wasn't good at it. I wasn't good at it at all. So here's me with my yellow, into the green, and then into the dark green, and I'm trying to, why can't you see it? This is driving me up the wall. I'm so sorry about this. I've turned the brightness down. It's like you can't even see it. The light's not even on full whack either. So I've tried to colour with them. And they're so hard. They are so hard. I get the blending stump. I need to get some more of these, to be honest. I'll use my big giant one. So I try and blend it in with this, and I keep trying my hardest. I've watched other colourists colour with crayons and I cannot do it. I just can't get it to blend nice and neatly like I would want, and it drives me up the wall. Because these things I'm like, oh, I really want to do it, and I just can't do it, and I just think, Shell, give up the ghost. Give up the ghost, because it's just not going to happen. But I keep trying, and I keep trying, and I'm sure one day I may master it. I mean, that's a bit of a better blend than I got the last time. So I will keep trying, but these are just a cheap set, and I thought I'll have a go with the cheap set. You get a really good array of pencils, and I think they're about £2 at my local supermarket. So if you're having a go at the crayons, the Crayola crayons, and you're being successful with it, please let me know in the comment section below, and tell me how you've managed to get them to blend without being knobbly bobbly. But for me it didn't work. Then these are on my channel. I got gifted these from Charcoaler. These are chalk pens and acrylic paint markers, very similar to the ones I've just shown you at the Daler-Rowney, and I've done a review on these. These are in the top corner, the link for these, and they are just a chalk marker, very much like a Posca pen. Oh, well, that is not good when you prime them in there like that and they've been stored upright. So what's gone on there? Let me just keep that way up for now, because I'm wondering if I've not put the lead in properly, because the others haven't done that. So I need to see what's gone on with that black one, because I've stored them so they stay like that. You're meant to store them flat, but yeah, I do that and then they come back down. The review for these were fantastic. I absolutely loved them, so check out that review on these. This is a pack of 21. They were absolutely fantastic. Have I got the page? Which page should I do these in? Let me show you. because I did them in the Mama Maria Trawl book. I think I've got non-using ones. One secondo. Sorry about this, everyone. There we go. Let me show you this page where I used both of these acrylic paint and chalk markers. There you go. So I did them in the background and then I sprayed them with a fixative spray. So this bottom section is chalk and this top section is the acrylic paint markers. They came out so well and I loved using them. So please do check out Charcola. These are the acrylic markers, very much like the ones that I've just showed you in the Daler-Rooney. They come, they're clear, you give them a good shake. Only these ones do come out. Oh, maybe they don't, or it's stuck. Oh yeah, it does. You get a chisel tip on one side. Can you see that? And you get a bullet tip on the other side. So you can decide which one. But I'd give a really good in-depth review on them and the colours and everything that's in there. So check that review out. That's up in the top corner. So that is the Charcola acrylic paint markers and the pack of 21 chalk pens and metallic markers. They are absolutely fantastic. The colours on them, let me just show you these on, the vibrancy on them. It should just start coming out. Let's get it primed a bit more. I think they're a bit dry. There we go. But they're so vibrant and gorgeous. I just absolutely loved them when I reviewed them. They're so nice. So check out that review if you like them. Like I said, all the links will be in the description below to all these that I've purchased. They may not be in as soon as I've uploaded them, but they will by the time I've got all the links. So that is that one. And then I then purchased the gelatos. Now I haven't done my review on these exactly. I haven't done the swatching. They are amazing, let me tell you. I don't know why I've had them sat on my shelf. I got the gelatos 33-piece set. And you get all these colours. Some are metallics, some are pastels, I think it is. So let me have a look. Yeah, you get pastels, metallics, and then your normal. Let me look. Right, okay. Yeah, so that's just a normal one, just says blood orange. And then you've got this one that would say metallic there. And these ones don't say anything at all, they just say blood orange. And then your pastels are the same again, where it will say fig and then pastel underneath it. So there is different ones that you can get. They are just like a lipstick, exactly like a lipstick. I'm not going to turn it all the way up because I have heard that some turn them and they get stuck and don't come back down. So I'm only going to push it up a little bit so you can see you get this nice little edge coming up. And then when you want to use them, all I do is get my paint palette. This one is very well used. And I rub it on. This is a metallic one. I rub it on there and put my paper in. Get a nice little paintbrush. This is my water brush pens. I love these. They're always my go-to. Water it down and then paint it on my page. And I've done a gorgeous illustration by Jane F. Hankins with these. I'll show you. Which is this one. They are stunning. I absolutely love them. They're so good. And you get loads of texture in there. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't know why I didn't get them out and start using them straight away. So in this set you get, so here you've got brights, so you've got passion fruit, pastel watermelon, iced currant, blood orange, turn around, blood orange, and then this is orange soda. I love the names of them. This one's a classic banana, lemonade, limoncello, caramel, that's a margarita mix. This one's kiwi, iced pear, snow cone, and this one's aqua dulce. This one is elderberry, and then we have coconut, which is just like a white, metallic icing, which is more like a silvery white, and then silver ice, so like a metallic silver. Then we've got, can't see the name, squid ink, so it's like a really dark grey. And then black licorice, so your proper true black. Then gold champagne metallics, iced chai, cinnamon, iced rose, raspberry, and then black cherry. Gorgeous purple that. Let me show you this. Absolutely stunning purple this. It was all in awe of it. So if you like your amethysts and stuff like that, look at this purple. It's stunning. We can get up to camera. Look at that. Proper purple, which is what we all want. Beautiful. And then last few, we've got iced coffee, and then fig, and last but not least in this set, strawberry. Then you also get a little brush, a little flat-headed brush, because you can use these dry. You get 3 stamps. So what you can do with them, there we go, is see this purple you've got here, peel your stamp off to reveal your stamp inside. I'm assuming it is that side, isn't it? And you can wet all that with your purple and your brush. Make sure it's on everywhere. Make sure it's a nice even coating and it doesn't dry. I'm assuming I'll have to be quick. And then we get our piece of paper. I'll stamp it on. Hopefully I've stamped it good. Lift it off. I'm not very good at that, am I? But you get me drift. I think I needed it to be on a flat surface. Let's try it again. Try and have a go at it dry as well. It's a bit of a better stamp. Let's see if it can go on dry. It could be that I've got the stamp on the wrong way. Let me try the green pastel one for this one. Put it down on the paper. Just get that purple off. So let's get this a nice wet consistency and let's bob it on. Hopefully this time it will work. I'm not a stamping person, so these are probably why they're still in the stampy bit, because I have no idea when it comes to stamping, embossing or anything like that. I'm not your girl for that. So I'm just hoping this is how you do it. It was meant to get a book with it, what I didn't get. It's not coming out the best, is it? Maybe it's me. Maybe it is me that's doing it. So let me try it dry. I don't think you do them dry. It's just well stuck. No, that's the flat side. Yeah. No. So let me rub the gelato on this side of it and see what happens. This could be what you do, I don't know. I bet you're all laughing at me going, what on earth is she doing? I just want to check it out. So I've just rubbed all that on that side of it. See if this works. Oh, and it does! That actually works better than the white one. Just move that up there. Than the wet one, not white one. There you go. So yeah, you can see that down there. That's actually works dry and wet. And apparently you can use them dry. So you put them on paper. And you can rub it with your finger. I don't think I'll be a fan of them dry, if I'm being honest. You do it with the brush. Try it with a blender stump. Well, I don't know how you get them to rub out dry, so I'd have to find out information on that. But yes, they are my final purchase, and then you get this, and I'm not too sure what it's for, because like I said, you're meant to get a book with it that shows you exactly what to do with what you get in your pack, and I didn't get one, so I've had to kind of look it up. So yeah, you get quite a bit of stuff with it. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You get 28 gelatos, and then obviously your stamps and your, bless me, and your little spatula. So that is my last. There must be two, because this is Dulce 2, so there must be another pack like this with different colours in. So I will put the link to these ones that I got in the description below, and wherever I can put in the link for the things that I bought, I will put them in the description if there's a link online for them. So I hope you've enjoyed my little haul of supplies. There isn't absolutely tons, but I like to go through them and have a little play with them as I'm telling you all about them. So thank you very much everyone for coming along today and watching my stream. It's not even a stream. Why do we keep calling it a stream? It's thank you for watching my video, and I will see you on my next art haul. Bye everybody.